What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. Anyways, as far as the market's going, we're going to see if the market could continue to make higher lows. I do expect a lot of chop today before the market may attempt to go higher if we break some key levels. But in case we lose support, we could also turn down. So I'll go over the levels. But nonetheless, the upside does seem a bit more probable. So what's going on? There's been some news coming out that President Trump has met up with Jerome Powell, and they were talking about the renovations for the Fed. And also, he did briefly talk about interest rates. He did tell Jerome Powell he wants to see him lower rates. Besides that, once again, they did laugh about some things, but the truth is you could see the tension between them. They obviously don't like one another. But this is some news that came out. On top of this, President Trump has been saying that he does not want to see the tariffs go below 15%, as he has set his so-called reciprocal tariffs and the rates ahead of the August 1st deadline. President Trump said that he wants to basically put simple tariffs on anywhere between 15 to 50%. And he also talks about how, once again, he has the 50% rates because we're not getting along with countries too well. So he did say that very recently. We're going to see what this leads to. Will there be more deals coming out? And then keep in mind that we had our Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick say that the August 1st deadline is going to be fixed, meaning that as soon as it's August 1st, the tariffs go up. Now, could they change afterwards? Yes, they could, as negotiations could still continue. But for now, as soon as August 1st comes, the tariffs will be imposed. Now, there's been some good news. We're hearing India's commerce minister saying that there's been fantastic progress with the trade deal talks, and they're hoping that there could be a trade deal between the US and India by next week. So that's some good news. Then we're going to see what happens with the EU as well. Will there be more negotiations? We're going to wait and see. That's what we're waiting for, at least thus far. On the economic calendar, today is Friday. There's not really much coming out. Very minor, very quiet data. There's not really much for earnings either until next week. We have big tech earnings next week, so that's going to be very impactful. So we're going to conclude this earnings week, and then next week is going to be huge. As a reminder, we have over 1 million puts expiring and about a little bit over 250,000 calls expiring, a 4.31 put to call option ratio on SPY. A lot of puts expiring, so could this lead to a squeeze? We'll see about that. Looking at the options chain for SPY, keep in mind that the 635 and 636 strikes have very high amounts of volume and open interest. And then on top of this, you're seeing a big increase in open interest for the 636 and 637 strikes. So that could be a sign. But that could be a sign we might be pushing just a bit, but we'll see just to be safe. This isn't 100% guaranteed. The last thing I want to mention is that for some stocks like Tesla, there's some news coming out that Tesla might be launching the robotaxi service in the Bay Area, the San Francisco region, as soon as this weekend. This is according to an internal memo from Business Insider. Now, is it guaranteed? No, we can't make promises about this, but I'm just saying that if they do launch their robotaxi in San Francisco as soon as this weekend, that could cause Tesla to bounce to some extent. So we're going to see just to be safe, though. But I just want to give you guys a heads up in case that news is true. Be prepared. So as far as SPY is going, notice the floor is getting higher and higher and higher and higher. We're slowly making higher lows. But in order to be bullish, you want to see us break 636 and hold that. If we do, we're looking for an attempt for 638. If we're bearish, you want to see us fail at 634, and then we could be dipping to 631.8. As of right now, we're doing this. We're very choppy. Expect us to chop around today, but then as time goes on, we might try to squeeze higher because of all the shorts expiring. Like I said yesterday, when you have all these puts expiring, this could incentivize institutions to start closing their shorts the closer we get to close, and then they may start hedging by going long on shares. And that could also help the market push more. It's just a possibility, right? For the QQQ, if we end up losing 564, we're looking for a bigger dip. And if we break 566, we're going to be more bullish. I favor chop and then maybe an attempt to retest 566. We're going to see if we reject off that or not. I want to see us hold 566 to really continue to break out for 568 or above. But overall, we're just very choppy. On the IWM, we're looking more bullish. We're trying to make higher lows right here. So for now, this could be looking for an attempt for the white trend line at 225. If that breaks, we're going to be pushing higher. If not, we could be rejecting. So I anticipate some upside potential, at least nonetheless. ES has support at 6,400. We need to hold that to try to bounce. I also want to see us break 64.20 to break out higher. I do anticipate some sideways price action. We're going to see if 6,400 holds or not. If not, we could be dipping lower. I anticipate it's going to consolidate and try to bounce, but we'll see just to be safe if that ends up happening. If NQ loses 23,350, we're looking for a dump to 23,300. But if we break 23,420, we're looking for a big bounce. We're kind of trading sideways right here. So we're going to see if this could hold support to rebound or not. So keep that in mind. I want to see if 23,350 holds on NQ. I do think it's going to consolidate, and we'll see if it rejects or not. Bitcoin could dip to 115,500. We're going to see if it bounces off that. For now, it's showing a little bit of weakness. For Tesla, it's trying to rebound. We need to hold above 308. If we do, we're looking for 312 and 317. But if we reject and lose 306, we could be retesting the lows again. So we have to see if support holds. There is potential to bounce looking at the current trend. Nvda needs to hold 172 to rebound. If we lose that, we could be dipping lower. So hopefully we try to bounce. For Appl, we're trying to bounce as well. So long as we don't lose 214, we're favoring 215 as our potential target. Netflix is also rejecting. It might be retesting like 1160, and we'll see if it bounces or not off of that. For AMD, it's consolidating. We need to hold above 164 to continue to bounce for 166. If we lose 164, we could be retesting 162, so be careful. It's just consolidating. Coinbase has upside potential. We could be looking for 395 if this continues to push. So long as we don't lose 388, we could be bouncing a bit. For other tickers like Amzn, we're looking a bit more bullish. We're making higher lows. As long as we don't lose 232, we could be bouncing for 234. Meta is also holding support. If we lose 715, we're looking for a dip to about 712. As long as the support holds, we're looking for 720 as our target. Google's consolidating. I want to see if we could break past 195 to bounce. If we lose 192, we're looking for a dip. We're in the middle. So for now, it's just consolidating, not really doing a whole lot. If Microsoft loses 512, we're looking for a dump to 510, then 508. Those are going to be your supports. Might dip a bit, and we'll see if it bounces or not. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, the VIX is also consolidating. It could be going either way, so we'll give this the time it needs. So right now, I want to be very, very honest. The market's going to be choppy, so be very patient with this market and be careful with trades, because when the market's choppy, that tends to kind of like hurt premiums. So be careful. But as time goes on today, there is a chance the market could try to bounce. I do lean a little bit more in favor of that. We'll see just to be safe. Of course, in case we lose support, there's always going to be a backup plan. But for now, we're holding up well, and we're going to see if the option chain does cause some kind of squeeze. I do think we're going to chop around first, and we'll see if we break out higher. So give the market the time it needs. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. The market's about to open. Sorry I'm a little bit late today, but I just want to give you guys an update as soon as possible. I'll be back hopefully in a couple of hours for another update. For now, be prepared for some chop and maybe some upside after that. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys very soon, and peace out.